A mostly cloudy good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. Not all that bad of a day temperature wise, but you walk outside and it's damp and it's chilly. 37? No, 27 is more like it, at least here in the Great Lakes Bay area. You move a little bit further to the south, and especially southeast corner, we're looking at temperatures in that mid to upper 30 range. And it does appear as though they're going to warm up just a little bit more there than what we will be here. As I said, 27 degrees at the airport. It is 30 here at Radio Center. Downtown Midland is at 27. Downtown Bay City is currently at 29. We should work our way up to about 34 by the time the day is all done. We're going to be looking at a little bit of a northeast breeze as we go into the afternoon. Currently, it's coming out of the north, just barely moving, maybe 3, 4, 5 miles per hour. And that's it. Barometer is holding steady, 29.98. We're going to begin to see not so much today or tomorrow, but as we get into the evening hours on Friday night and early Saturday morning, that barometer is really going to work its way down. And we'll talk about the reason for that in just a moment. Very weak low pressure system zipped through Indiana and Ohio earlier this morning. That was the reason why we saw strips of snow here in the Great Lakes Bay region and areas to the south. And that's one of the main reasons why we saw the very slick road conditions earlier this morning. For the most part, the main roads are not all that bad unless you have a left turn lane that you've got to get in or out of. Those are still pretty much frozen or slushy. So road conditions for the most part on the main roads are not too bad. It's just the secondary roads that are still in kind of tough shape. We do have a high pressure system north of Minnesota right now. It is going to be dropping into the western part of the UP and then crossing through the Upper Peninsula, moving to the east and wind up in eastern Ontario province later on this evening. So that's why the winds are going to begin to change just a little bit in direction. Northeast right now, southeast later on this afternoon and tonight, and then pretty much just southerly overnight tonight, and then southwesterly during the day tomorrow. In the transition period, maybe a glimpse of sun here and there, but that's going to be about it. We are looking for mostly cloudy skies tonight, and our thermometer is not really going to change too much. 34 is our projected high. That'll be reached late this evening, 33 for a low overnight. But then tomorrow, we're going to really jump up. We should make our way up to about 42 degrees for a high tomorrow, with once again mostly cloudy skies, but glimpses of sun. There will be a low pressure system over northern Michigan, and that is going to be moving off to the east, which is the reason why we're going to see the warmer temperatures. That low counterclockwise circulation is going to be pulling some warmer, moisture-laden air up into Michigan. Tomorrow night, our low will only drop down to about freezing. So tomorrow night, very close to what it'll be tonight. Temperatures around that freezing mark, a good 10 to 12 degrees above average. Then on Saturday, the high temperature on Saturday will be right after midnight, the early morning hours, and that temperature is going to drop as we go through the day. Drop because a major low pressure system is taking aim at our area. Right now, it appears as though the best chance of measurable amount of snow will be in the southern 2/3 of the lower peninsula, varying degrees of snow as we go through the day on Saturday. Right now, it appears as though the Great Lakes Bay region will probably see some snow move in late morning, early afternoon. So right off the bat in the morning on New Year's Day, we should be okay as far as road conditions go. And our temperature should be right around the freezing mark, if not a little bit warmer than that. That temperature, though, is going to drop. That low is going to approach. The low is going to be moving through, and it will intensify as it goes through the Ohio Valley, which means measurable amount of snow. Everyone has got projections figured out exactly how much snow we're going to get, but it's fairly safe to say that this will be a major snow event for the southern 2/3 of the Lower Peninsula. The exact pathway has not been determined yet, but one thing is for sure. The winds are going to pick up and the temperature will drop like a rock late Saturday afternoon and Saturday night, which means lake effect, which means northeast, east, and southeast winds. And that means snow. Snow for us in the Great Lakes Bay region and especially in southern Michigan. We're not looking for anything in the way of liquid precipitation out of this system, which is a little bit different than what we were seeing about 24 hours ago. All of this is going to spill over into Sunday. The winds are not going to die down, and it will be bitter cold on Sunday. After a low of 14 on Saturday night, we'll work our way up to about 18, 19 degrees on Sunday with wind. And then Sunday night with partly cloudy skies, 8 degrees is what we're looking at for a low. High pressure over Iowa is what's going to cause that to happen later in the day on Sunday and Sunday night. Normal for this time of the year, 31 in the afternoon, 20 at night. And a year ago, 37 was our high, 26 was our low. We picked up 2.5 inches of snow. Incidentally, the record snowfall for a December the 30th here in the Great Lakes Bay region, 11.5 inches of snow set back in 1971. More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. Melinda Sweeney standing by. We'll be talking to her in just a moment to find out what the markets are doing as we approach the end of the year. But before we do all of that, we want to remind you the weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrien Ag Solutions.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrien Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrienagsolutions.com.
Say, do you want to unlock the secret to higher yields? If you're applying dry fertilizer, the key to better yield potential is Titan XC. Titan XC is a fertilizer biocatalyst that unlocks and releases the bound-up nutrients in granular fertilizer, promoting better root uptake and plant growth. Drive performance this season and beyond. Release more nutrition. Expect better results with Titan XC. For more information, visit lpi.ag/unlock or contact your Nutrien Ag Solutions crop consultant today. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at the Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency. They want you to be ready. Be ready to take advantage of some of the good things that might come at you and protect yourself against those bad things. And there's plenty of them as well. The Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency can take care of you. They are licensed to serve all of Michigan with both conventional and organic crop insurance. And their agents, they can be reached by their cell for questions or emergencies. Or you can contact the office 989-868-4722. Happy New Year to all the folks from all the folks at the Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency. Melinda, good morning. How are you this morning?
Good morning. I'm good. How are you?
How are we closing out the year here?
Not as good as many people would hope. We're weaker today with the soy complex leading the losses as more profit taking, and the first day notice money flows are leaving the complex. Soys are pulling corn down and leaving wheat kind of unchanged here. Soys are down 22, corn's down 6, and wheat's down 2. And with it, there's not a ton of news as it seems it's the profit-taking week on soys, and there's still a lot of focus on the South American weather as they're aiming to be wetter for the first half of January.
Well, that's not good news for our markets then. I think you're spot on. What do you have on the board right now, Melinda?
Yeah, nearby corn is $5.51. New crop corn is $4.95. Nearby beans are $13.02. New crop beans are $12.13. Nearby wheat is $7.28, and new crop wheat is $7.33.
Have a happy new year, Melinda. Thank you very much for your reports. We look forward to working with you again next week. All righty?
Sounds great. You as well.
You take care. Melinda Sweeney over at the Andersons. Over to Oppenheimer we go with Doug Klein. The Market Report brought to you by the folks at Schaefer and Beerline. Wishing each and every one of you a very happy new year. And if you want to get on to a new Ram commercial truck or van, check it out right now from a dealer where Family and Service sells cars. They know trucks and vans at Schaefer and Beerline, so buy with confidence from the Great Lakes Bay Area certified ag dealer, Schaefer and Beerline. And by the Frankenmuth Credit Union, they've got lines of credit for equipment loans, financing for purchasing land, credit cards, and more. Find out what they can do for you by going to frankenmuthcu.org. Doug Klein, what's going on? I think what we'll do is we'll take a quick break and see if we can restore that phone conversation with Doug Klein, see if we can get the connection going on. Farm Service brought to you right now by the folks at Bader and Sons.
A new year calls for a new Deere. Get ready for 2022 with the John Deere compact utility tractor from Hudson. We're offering 0% for 84 months financing on all compact tractors through the end of this year. Own a new 1023E for just $203 a month, or step up to the 1025R for $227 a month. Come by Hudson, your local John Deere dealer, or visit us online at HudsonInc.com to see if you qualify. Offers end December 31st, 2021. Some restrictions may apply. See dealer for details.
How bad is inflation hitting the U.S. car business? Hi, I'm Steve Cook from Cook Chevy Buick Ambassador, and the answer to that question depends on where you live. Let me explain. Right now, I'm looking at a loaded 2022 Silverado pickup that has a sticker price of $47,000. At Cook Chevrolet with the GM family discount, that truck would sell for under $40,000. But Chevy dealers in the rest of the country would buy that same truck from us for over $50,000, and their customers would pay them even more. Good news is that Cook Chevrolet won't sell that truck to an out-of-state dealer. We want to sell it to you, our customer. And in fact, right now you can lease that truck for just $334 a month. And right now we've got Chevy Blazers starting at only $256 a month. Isn't it time for you to beat inflation? Get out today. That's the Cook GM Superstore, M15 Top of the Hill in Vassar.
Payments based on 36-month GM employee and family lease. $576 on Blazer, $805 on Silverado. Do it signing. Visit us online at cookchevybuick.com. Chevy, find new roads.
Now I think I've got him. Doug Klein from Oppenheimer. You tried to elude me here.
Well, it's napping, you know.
Yeah. Well, it's a good day to be napping because from what I understand, things aren't too rosy right now.
You know, the grains are the only thing that's really getting socked around today. Silver's up 1%. Everything else is, well, I don't know. Natural gas is getting pounded a little bit, 4.5% to the negative. Of course, the stock market hit new highs today, so that makes it all okay. Here's your numbers. The March corn is $5.98, down 7.5. December 22 corn is $5.46 3/4. That's down 6.25. The March soybeans, $13.46.5, down 22.25. The July soybeans, $13.60 3/4, down 21.25. The March wheat, $7.83.5, that's down 4.25. And December 22 wheat is $7.83 even, that's down 7 3/4. So crude oil, 76.77, up 21 cents. Heating oil is $237.48, that's up 0.7 of a penny. Gasoline is $228.43, that's up 1 1/4 penny. Natural gas $3.52.8, that is down 16.8 cents. Canadian dollars $1.2783 at the border, that's down 5 ticks. The yen is at 115.16, that's up 22 ticks. The euro's at 113.21, that's down 27 ticks. The dollar's at 96.03, that's up 10 ticks. Gold's at $1813.50, up $7.70. Silver's at $23.10, that's up 24.25 cents. And platinum's at $9.62, that's down $6.50.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Doug, you take care. We'll talk to you again soon.
Yep.
All righty?
Yep. Okay.
Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. Joining me right now, Jerry Samalski, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. Jerry, wrapping up 2021. We've had a few interesting years, months as we've gone through this year. What do you think?
Terry, the weather is always a concern when you're dealing with plants, but again, as we mentioned earlier this week, the volatility is really the problem. And as much as we've been somewhat volatile, it's not been wildly swinging. So, as long as we stay like this, we're okay. We talk about the maybe not cold enough for the insects to be killed off. I think everything's just going to be moderate, and we're going to be okay. I don't think that as much as that helps, that isn't going to be the determining factor. The most important thing is having healthy plants to ward off whatever little insects come along. There are some chronic insects and diseases that you need to be treating and understanding if you have those plants in your landscape. But the weather is not so bad. I think it'll bode well for us getting things through the winter, and maybe even having those hydrangeas bloom that sometimes don't.
That's not a bad idea. I'll tell you, it's been crazy. It's been really crazy. Jerry, you take care. Have a happy new year. We'll talk to you again next year. All righty?
Very good, Terry. Happy New Year to you and all the listeners.
All right. Jerry Samolsky, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. We'll be right back. Are you upset with your current planter performance? Are you considering buying a new planter but blown away from sticker shock? With Precision Planting's VSET, V-Drive, and Delta Force, we can retrofit your old planter to outperform any new planter on the market. Then access all your data from planting to harvest easily with Field View. Call PC Ag Solutions today and get your parts ordered, installed, and ready to go for the upcoming growing season. 989-868-4444. PC Ag Solutions.
Max Armstrong here. It's time to start thinking about next year's crop, including fertilizer. This year, the cost and even the availability of nitrogen is on most farmers' minds. Pivot Bio created a new nitrogen, predictable in both performance and price, so farmers can be more confident.
Pivot Bio Proven 40, the nitrogen that stays put, weather or not. To learn more, contact Sean at Ag Armor Seeds. Call 1-866-BIG YIELD.
Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Quality Roasting of Reese, makers of Exceller meals since 1991. That's a high bypass soybean meal that's used to maximize your dairy herd's production. For more information and to clue you in on a little bit more about what it will do for you, contact your nutritionist or local feed dealer today. Quality Roasting of Reese, offering competitive, consistent prices for your soybeans. Give them a call for a quote today. Speaking of soybeans, let's talk a little bit more about the soys. And I think I've got a couple of pretty good guys to talk about it. First of all, Mike Staten and Mark Seaman. Guys, good morning. How are you this morning?
Good morning, Terry. Doing fine, thanks. Good morning, Terry.
Hi, Mike. Hi, Mark. Before we get into some of the research updates that you folks are going to be conducting here in January, let's touch a little bit on what 2021 did for our soybean crop here in Michigan and our farmers that put the soybeans in. Mark, first of all, you.
Yeah, I think that's a really good high point to talk about, Terry. As we look back at the year of 2021, maybe our most recent memory wasn't all that wonderful. We had a tough harvest season with some delays and some tough conditions to get through. But if we really look back at the big picture, I think we might look at a little more positive in that if we look at the state average yield, we're going to be really close to what Michigan has had for a record. At least the National Ag Statistics Service says we should end up somewhere around 50 bushels per acre, which is only a half bushel off of our record. That's really good. If we look at the history of exports, we had a record export of soybeans from the country this past year. That's a terrific thing. And if we look at what the market has really told us for prices, we've had really strong demand from around the world for soybeans. So I think the commodity prices staying strong. I know everybody didn't have good yields, and there are some cases where some growers struggled more than others. But in general, I think we could call 2021 a successful soybean year.
Now, as far as I can gather, Mike Staten, it looks as though we were able to conduct quite a bit of research as far as our soys go to help our producers improve a little bit coming 2022. How are we going to pass that information along to our growers?
Terry, there's two ways that we do the on-farm research report. First one is a written report that the Soybean Checkoff publishes, prints, and mails directly to 11,000 soybean producers in the state, and those should be in the mailbox early January. So that's the first way. The second way is we actually have face-to-face meetings around the state. We have 6 of those, and the closest one to your area is going to be in Carroll next week on January 6th.
Now, that's going to be what, at the Brentwood, Mike?
It is, Terry. It's going to be at the Brentwood. We've had really good luck there. Good turnout, good food. Ken's an excellent host for us there. And the registration deadline for that program, though, is sneaking up on us. It actually would be tomorrow. So if you're interested in attending that research update, it would be tomorrow, by the end of the day tomorrow, if you would register for that. I do have a phone number for that, Terry.
Yes, please.
Yes, that's 989-652-3294.
Now, can we register online as well, Mike?
You can. And that's a little bit longer URL, but you can register online as well. And that information is in all of the press releases. If you just went to Google MSUE News or MSUE Events, you would get to the online registration.
That's
but
fantastic.
The phone was probably the easiest way.
Yep, it sure sounds that way. And again, there's credits available and that sort of stuff as well. Guys, thank you very much. Happy New Year to both of you. And we look forward to working with you a whole lot more in 2022.
Thank you, Terry. Happy New Year to you and your listeners.
Thank you. You bet. We'll be right back.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrien Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrienagsolutions.com.
Say, do you want to unlock the secret to higher yields? If you're applying dry fertilizer, the key to better yield potential is Titan XC. Titan XC is a fertilizer biocatalyst that unlocks and releases the bound up nutrients in granular fertilizer, promoting better root uptake and plant growth. Drive performance this season and beyond. Release more nutrition. Expect better results with Titan XC. For more information, visit lpi.ag/unlock or contact your Nutrien Ag Solutions crop consultant today. Along with me, Steve Anderson from Baird & Company. Steve, what's going on in New York right now?
Well, the overall indices are pointing higher with the Dow Jones Industrial Average ahead by 24 points, putting it at 36,513, volume 222 million shares. The Nasdaq's ahead by 83, putting it at 15,849. There's volume 302 million shares. Stocks of local interest are a little more mixed. Caterpillar 207.08, down a quarter. Deere 343.74, down 92. CMS 64.78, down 41. Dow 57.15, up 9. DuPont 80.81, up 22. Corteva 47.47, up 12. GM 58.74, up 151. Trinzio 53.38, up 76. Walmart 142.86, up 16. Home Depot 409.42, down 142. Huntington Bank is 15.52, up 9, and AT&T is 24.80, up 16. So mixed bag of nuts, but more up than down. That's good.
Steve Anderson, you have a great day and Happy New Year to you.
And a Happy New Year to you, sir.
Thank you. Steve Anderson over at Baird & Company. Farm Service been brought to you today by the folks at Steiner Tractor Parts. New parts for old tractors are available at 800-234-3280 or go to their website, steinertractor.com. Steiner Tractor Parts. No farm program tomorrow. So from our house to yours, Happy New Year. We'll be back at 12:30 with an update. Now we conclude our program with the playing of our national anthem.
From the Stone Specialist Studios, this is WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Peter King in Orlando. Where you live may determine how long you have to wait for a COVID test. There are long lines in states setting new case records every day, here in Florida and in New Jersey, where this woman is worried about the Omicron variant.
Like somebody sprinkled some in the air because it's like going rampant everywhere.
Indiana Health Commissioner Dr. Christina Bach says her state is like many others.
Our COVID-19 hospital census is at the highest level in an entire year. The number of people hospitalized with COVID has increased more than 700% since late June.
And experts say it will get worse in the coming weeks. But the New York Times reports the FDA is expected to approve the Pfizer booster shot for 12 to 15-year-olds early next week. Severe weather has been hitting central Alabama and northwest Georgia. In Winfield, Alabama, northwest of Birmingham, high winds left a trail of damage. This is Mayor Randy Price.
We've got about 3 or 4 businesses right here that's lost a roof, and we got a building down here that's got an antique mall in the city owned. The west wall blew out on it, but the roof was still intact, but the west wall blew out, so we're going to have to assess that.
Afghanistan's former president Ashraf Ghani says he left the country to prevent the destruction of Kabul. More from CBS's Cammie McCormick.
Ghani says his national security advisor gave him next to no warning.
He did not give me more than 2 minutes. On the morning of that day, I had no inkling that by late afternoon, I will be leaving.
And he told the BBC he had no idea he was leaving the country, but thought he was being moved within Afghanistan.
I did not know where we were going. Only when we took off, did it become clear.
Ghani also denied taking with him millions in stolen money.
Russia's Vladimir Putin is likely to demand promises from President Biden when they talk about Ukraine this afternoon. Former CBS News Moscow bureau chief Beth Noble says he's not likely to get them.
The Russians want promises that Ukraine won't be allowed to join the Western military alliance NATO, and have asked that NATO back some of its military forces out of Eastern and Central Europe. But the U.S. and its European allies have said those are non-starters.
475,000 Tesla owners are about to get recall notices. Is WWJ's Jeff Gilbert.
Model S Teslas could have misaligned secondary hood latches. That could increase the risk of the hood opening while the vehicle's moving. The other issue with the rear of Model 3s, a backup camera that can fail. That problem traced to a cable that can be damaged by opening and closing the trunk.
The Dow is up 25. This is CBS News.
There's always something new under the sun. CBS Mornings, weekdays on CBS.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
30 degrees, cloudy sky at 12:03. Good afternoon, I'm Rick Antonio.
Police in Flint are looking for a suspect believed to be involved in a double homicide. 29-year-old Ronald Dendy Jr. is accused of shooting two people, causing their death on December 26th. The incident took place in the area of Fenton Road and 12th Street. Dendy is described as black, 6 feet tall, and 230 pounds, and his hair in dreadlocks. He was last seen driving a silver Ford Fusion, which police found after the murders. Anyone with information about the incident or Dendy's whereabouts can call the Flint Police Department or leave an anonymous tip with Crime Stoppers at 1-800-422-JAIL. The Federal Aviation Administration has provided MBS International Airport with a 5-year, $7.8 million grant through the new federal infrastructure bill. The funds will be primarily used for a snow removal equipment facility, according to airport officials. They say the current facility is barely large enough for the airport's snowplow truck, which needs its plow removed before it can be driven inside. The facility is estimated to cost around $4.5 million. New information released this week shows the state paid out more than $8 billion in bogus unemployment claims since March of 2020. MNN's Brooke Allen has more.
The 12-page report prepared by Deloitte found that between March 1st, 2020 and the end of September this year, as much as $2.8 billion was paid to claims involving likely imposter fraud and an estimated $5.7 billion paid to claims involving likely intentional misrepresentation fraud. Most of the money paid through federal pandemic assistance programs and not state dollars. To date, 54 Michiganders have been charged with unemployment insurance fraud by either state or federal authorities, with 37 cases pending. New Unemployment Insurance Agency Director Julia Dale says that she's outraged and frustrated, but progress is being made. I'm Brooke Allen for the Michigan News Network.
WSGW News Time, 12:05. Cloudy sky through the rest of the afternoon and stretching into the weekend. Some snow expected on Saturday as well as tomorrow evening. Low tonight, 28. High tomorrow, 41, currently 30 at WSGW, your connection to the Great Lakes Bay region and the world.
Listen to these voices.
I'm Jamie Markley. I'm David Van Camp. I'm Scott Robbins.
3 voices with a brand new approach to talk radio.
I'm Jamie Markley. I'm David Van Camp. I'm Scott Robbins.
Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins, weekdays noon to 3 here on News Radio WSGW.
Hey, it's Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins.
Just a heads up, this is a replay.
I thought I'd heard this before. Sometimes you don't remember. It's all fresh.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Jamie Markley, David Van Camp, and Scott Robbins.
Did we just become best friends? Yep.
Making sense of it all.
Now I get it.
And having some fun.
Lighten up, Francis.
This is the Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show.
All right, let's do it. The Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show. Jamie Markley, David Van Camp, Scott Robbins. Getting ready for Christmas. But at the same time, there's a lot to get to. It's almost surprising there's so much news going on to tackle. Yeah. We're going to have some fun in the show today, too. Maybe a little look back